Hello, everyone. Welcome into Yelling from the Couch. I'm Brent Humphries, joined by my co-hosts Gage Bertovich and Gordon Chatterton this week. Fellas, we're at week 18 of our picks, the final week of the season. One of our teams is out. One of our teams is in, but not looking so great at this point in time. Guys, how we doing? How y'all feel about week 18 being here?
Not too good. Not too good at all.
Gordon, how you feel?
I feel good my team's in. I don't feel good about how they've been playing. 67 starters out. I mean, not really. I mean, we got like 7.
But you had to say 267.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, whatever. But I had Parsons out, White out, Jordan Love was out, Zach Thomas out, which is our best tackle because the previous best tackle's been pretty much injured all damn year. Elton Jenkins. It's just Romeo Big Helmet Dobbs, Dubes. But Christian Watson had a hell of a game.
Yeah.
I think he had over 100 receiving yards and a couple touchdowns. He had a good game. Wasn't enough. Not nearly, because our defense looked like Pee Wee trying to tackle one of our lead man here. Like if Brent Humphries was running down the field against, the Pee Wee team, third and fourth graders running the ball. That's what it looked like.
Hey, I tell you what, Derrick Henry looked like Mark Henry out there on the field on Saturday. Sexual chocolate out here.
House of Pain. He was doing after delivering the pain. Are you entertained?
So it was entertaining of a game. And Malik Willis played really well in that game until he got hurt. And then they brought in Clayton, name that tune, whatever it was. It was not good.
Yeah, Clayton named that tune.
I kind of feel bad for the guy, though. I mean, he threw an interception. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah, it was tipped by the pretend cornerback that is actually a wide receiver and not a very good one.
Like, man, this poor guy just comes right in. Good pass right to Milton. Maybe could have been a little bit lower, but it was just off the hands, right into the arms of the Ravens. I was like, man, if this night couldn't get any worse.
Yeah, and Snoop Huntley plays decent enough for Baltimore that game. And, man, we got a dude that's around here on this channel that comments just about every week who said he told us since week 18 or since whatever, week 18 is all that matters. And here we are.
Had we had Devontae White and Micah Parsons, it might have been a little different because White's a big boy and he can tackle big boys. But he's not in there. Sorry, getting interrupted.
Well, hey, if we had DK Metcalf, it might have been a different story. But this man right here is a troll.
So, Gage, that game right there, what was that? What was that game? I get it, the Browns are good defense, but come on.
Well, 6 points. You missed a field goal, so it should have been 9. You could have kicked the game winner at the end. You would have won. Or at least got really close to it. It would have been different talks, right? But here's my question. 2-minute drill towards the end of the game, right? And even, at halftime, right before half, 2-minute drill, Rodgers is yelling at the sideline, don't substitute. I know what I'm doing. And sure enough, put points on the board. End of the game, don't substitute. I know what I'm doing. And it's boom, boom, Freiermuth, down the middle of the field. All right. And then you go to MVS 3 times in a row on a jump ball. This man hasn't been catching anything all game. And you decide I'm going to target Denzel Ward 3 times in a row on MVS. Meanwhile, 4th and goal, Kenneth Gainwell is wide open right there on a low Texas route that he would have walked right in, or at least it would have been very close. It might have been a sequence from what we had in Detroit last week. So I don't know why MVS was targeted as much as he was, because guess what? He sucks. He can't catch a freaking thing. He had one last week against Detroit that was deep down the field, off the fingertips. He had a couple yesterday, off the fingertips. I think he caught 1 ball, maybe 2. My question, where's Roman Wilson? 3, my bad. Where's Roman Wilson? This guy has been in the doghouse since he's gotten healthy scratched for some reason. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. He should have been your number 1, number 2 this game next to Adam Thielen, who, Thielen, not really much of a game from him at all either. So it's like, I don't know who Roman Wilson made mad. If he somehow can't, figure out an Arthur Smith playbook, or if him and Rodgers just don't get along at all. Maybe he said something that irritated Rodgers. I don't know, but I'm so irritated with that. Oh, and to top it off, Darnell Washington breaks his arm in the middle of the game and was out for the rest of the game and is probably going to be out this week. Tomlin didn't roll him out in the press conference, which I don't know how you don't roll out a broken arm for next game, but he's going to not play.
Especially a tight end where you have to, I don't know, use your arms to block, to catch. I mean, it's going to be hard.
His arms all the time.
Yeah, and then you mentioned MVS. He had 3 catches, and then Thielen 2 catches. Like, who are we throwing to out here? Pat Fryermuth. That's it. Scotty Miller. I didn't even know Scotty Miller was still on the team.
Oh, heck yeah. He had like 3. I think they said in the Detroit game, he had 3 third down catches for first downs. And before like that game, he had no third down catches in his entire career or something ridiculous like that. But like your best pass catcher, Kenneth Gainwell, you threw him the ball once, 28 rushing yards, 12 receiving yards. There was nothing to try and create separation and get the ball in this guy's hands. A lot of people have said that the Steelers were playing to not let Miles Garrett break the sack record, which, trust me, I'm all in for. And Bengals better do the same thing this week. And I'm all in for that, right? But you kind of want to win this game, rest your starters next week, win the division, have a home playoff game, and let people get rest. But no, Tomlin has to take the 9-8 way out.
And was that last play, do you think that last play should have been called DP?
Yes. I mean, if you look at it, Ward not turned around at all. He's up in the face of MVS, just like this. I don't know what else can be called defensive pass interference.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing, too. I was like, man, he doesn't even get his head turned around, not even thinking about getting his head turned around right there.
No.
Pass goes incomplete. Rodgers and another Cleveland Browns player over there jawing at each other at the end of the game, and we go to Sunday night. And we'll talk about that after a while, where win and you're in, lose and you go home.
Lose and your coach is probably fired.
I doubt that. I mean, he's right at the standard that you all have got up there, right, for him.
Wins. I know a lot of Ravens fans want Harbaugh gone. And I know right now a lot of Steelers fans want Tomlin gone. So I'm thinking, winner, you're not getting what you want.
And a lot of Bengals fans want Zach gone. So, hey, there we go. But, yeah, so last week, our picks, guys, all right, so we got to do week 16 first because, Gage, you went 9-6. I went 10-5. Gordon went 10-5. Week 17 so far, Gage is 11-4. I'm 7-8. Gordon is 10-4. Overall, 159.90 and 1 for me, 151.98 and 1 for Gordon or for Gage, and Gordon has taken over the lead at 161.87 and 1.
Brent, I'm catching up to you a little bit. What's going on here?
My math ain't mathing too good because something doesn't add up right there. But
yeah,
anyways,
I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah, I've got 90 losses there. I think I should be at 89.
Nah.
So last week, before we go on our picks here, Gordon's predictions that he had sent me before the show or during the show, he had the Commanders beating the Cowboys. It happens, Gordon. The Lions winning, so, I mean, already he's 0-2 so far. The Chiefs covered. He had Kelsey getting 2 touchdowns. Oops. The Texans and the Chargers, he had them tying. Not quite. And then he had the Packers winning. Malik Willis is greater than any other quarterback that the Green Bay Packers have. Close. He played pretty good, so, I mean, that was good. He had the Browns winning. Hey, he got that one right on here. Patriots win and cover by 27. That's almost dead on right there.
What a prediction.
Yeah, what a prediction. Then he had the Titans win and home dog. That almost came true as well. Then he had the Jaguars winning on a doink field goal. That didn't happen, but, Bengals and the Cardinals in a defensive battle, 7-6. Bengals win. Not quite. Tampa Bay walk-off safety. Hey, they lost that one, but, he had the Panthers winning by 17 over the Seahawks. That was a very bold prediction from Gordon last week. The Raiders winning 21-12 with 3 pick sixes. Now, I thought it was kind of strange when he sent me that, and it was, because that did not happen. And then a Eagles win on a Josh Allen fumble. Now, we could go and say, hey, he didn't fumble it, but he did miss a pass in the end zone. That was on him, so he had that one. They had a Bears win on an 80-yard Hail Mary to the third-string tight end. Not quite, but, hey, they about pulled it off. And then in the Rams and the Falcons, which is still yet to be played here, Gordon, you said that they double doink overtime field goal win Kyle Pitts 200 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. So, man.
That last one's the only one I don't agree with because Kyle Pitts can only have one good game each year, and he already had it. So,
well, hey, look, I don't know. Gordon may have gotten to the eggnog a little early last week when we recorded, but hey, it was all fun. No.
Actually, I was asleep by the time y'all went on. I was out already. I was already asleep.
But Gordon actually sent us our actual picks whenever we were done recording and we put them on here. But that was just for funsies, and just had a little fun with it there.
I might keep in the spirit of that and try to do that tonight. Maybe not so outlandish like 3 pick sixes and a double doink. I won't do that, but you know.
It'd be great. So that now leads us into the next segment and probably the last segment of this season for this part right here. And that is me fumbling around and trying to find what we're going to talk about next. And that is...
From turf to tears, it's injury fears. Who's sidelined this week in Gage's fantasy speak?
So not a lot to talk about, frankly, because it's early in the week here, recording on Monday, even before the Monday Night Football game starts. But we do have 2 to talk about. Amon-Ra St. Brown, questionable currently. He ended the game with 8 catches for 68 yards, good enough for 14.8 points. He was in the starting lineup, so that helped me out quite a bit. And then the other one on the bench, past couple weeks he's been injured, or at least had an injury designation, and that would be Lamar Jackson. It's going to be a big game this week. I'm surprised he didn't play Saturday. I kind of thought, playoff hopes on the line, you got to play. But he was ruled out. I want to say it was just a couple hours before the game. It might have been a couple days before. I forget. Love and Lamar were going back and forth. But he's been, hurt. Back injuries, leg injuries, probably some head injuries. Who knows? So it's going to be interesting to see if he comes into the week playing against Pittsburgh or if they're going to roll with Tyler Huntley. Frankly, I'm more scared to play Tyler Huntley just because he's fully healthy. And he's been playing pretty decent. Lamar's been up and down all season. And as, asking the Ravens fans, who would you rather have? A banged-up Lamar or a fully healthy Tyler Huntley? Remains to be seen. Matchup-wise, I am up in the 5th place game, 191.56 to 173.54. I have no one else going. He has Drake London going. So as long as London does not have a pretty good game, we got this place locked up. However, Christian McCaffrey, I hate you with all of my beaming heart. 28.1 points yesterday, 32.6 points last week, both of them against me. And I want to say those are his best games of the year, or at least top games of the year. So yeah, not a lot to talk about. Again, it's early in the week. There's probably going to be more that happen later on in the week. There might be a lot of players just not playing because their team's eliminated or, they got a seed locked up, so just not playing. Don't really know. I expect certain players, maybe CeeDee Lamb, to not play because the Cowboys aren't really playing for anything and other stuff like that. So yeah, that's this week. I'm hoping Drake London just kind of has a dud night. He could have a 10-point night, and I'll be good. He could have a 15-point night, and I'll be good. I'll be sweating at that point, but I'll be good.
Well, he's got, Kirk Cousins throwing to him in prime time. Usually that's not a good recipe for anybody, so you should be all right there.
Yeah, until he somehow has to go out on kickoff return and has like 3 kickoff return touchdowns or something stupid like that.
Hey, that goes for the Falcons defense / special teams. So there you go. That won't even count towards his.
Well, I think in this league, the touchdown would count. Not the yardage, but the touchdown would count.
That wouldn't.
Yes. No, that'd be 18 points right there, and all he would need is like 1 catch.
Well, this will be the last week of fantasy football for the year, as we're heading into the playoffs here after this week. The Monday Night Football is getting ready to start. Chris Stapleton's on my screen with Snoop Dogg, and the Falcons are about to face the Rams.
Most nights, that's the best part of Monday Night Football.
yeah, it is a lot of times. This is the last Monday Night Football game of the year. And what a one to end on, right? The Falcons are in Monday Night.
Wouldn't want it any other way.
Speaking of the Falcons, let's go ahead. Let's get into our picks. And let's start out with Saturday afternoon, the NFC South Championship game. The Carolina Panthers travel to Tampa Bay to face the Tampa Bay Bucks at 4:30 p.m. on ABC/ESPN. Tampa Bay is a 2.5-point favorite. Gordon, what do we think here? Who do you have as your NFC South champs?
Well, the Bucks let me down last week. They played like hot shit last week. So you can't trust them for nothing. So I'm going to pick the team with the better defense. Give me the Carolina Panthers to take out the Buccaneers and knock them out of the playoffs. That bad of record, they shouldn't be in there anyways, even if they do win. But,
That's true, 8-9. And whoever wins this is going to host a home playoff game. So there's another whole different thing right there. But Gage, what do you think here?
I'm riding that Panthers wagon as well. Man, the Bucks also have been looking horrible, but so have the Panthers. They were in victory formation, down whatever the final score was yesterday. And they took a kneel on 4th down and turned the ball over to the Seahawks, and there was still like 30 seconds on the clock. Like, you just threw in the towel, and you're like, let's just get to Saturday, or I guess at this point, let's just get to next week, and we're good to go. The Bucks, we both said that, oh, you know what, at the beginning of the season, Bucks are going to win the division handedly. There's no reason why they shouldn't, and they have fallen so far. Baker Mayfield, not the same quarterback he was at the beginning of the season or what he was last season. We're rolling with the Panthers, and already an underdog pick.
Yeah, guys. I mean, so, Gage, I'm going to do a little throwback to the last couple of seasons on this podcast where we absolutely hated Tampa Bay, and there's a good reason. Because every time we'd pick Tampa Bay, they would go out, they would lose. We picked Tampa Bay last week, and the Dolphins had no business winning that game with Quinn Ewers. I mean, they just got stomped the week before by the Bengals. Bengals team who were already done for the season. Beat them by, 45-21. You would think Tampa Bay would maybe show up and do something in that game. They waited to the end to try to do something. They were down 20-10, score a touchdown late, try to get the onside. Nope. The Panthers just got absolutely dominated. One person on here I know picked the Panthers for the upset pick. Whoever done that, what a dummy. But I think that the Panthers bounce back this week and they win the NFC South. I'm with you guys. Changing of the guard here. Tampa Bay's won it 4 straight years. Carolina comes in. They get the victory. They go to the playoffs. They host a playoff game next week. So give me Carolina, and of course Carolina covers because they are the road dog, Jesse James. Man, that was early.
Quinn.
Yeah, that's dominates the Buccaneers. So the next matchup we've got on Saturday, and it is the Seattle Seahawks traveling to San Francisco to face the San Francisco 49ers at 8 o'clock on ESPN ABC. Seattle's a 1.5-point favorite. This is for the NFC West and number 1 overall seed in the NFC. There was some debate on whether you put this game on Saturday or you wait and save it for Sunday. Some fans of the Niners and Seahawks are complaining, hey, we're not getting enough rest. The number 1 overall seed should be the main event. They go with Seattle, or they go with Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Gage, what do you think here?
The way that the Niners have played the last couple weeks, right now there's no team that can stop them. I'm surprised that Seattle is the favorite in this one, and it's in San Francisco. Don't really know what's up with that. I don't know if maybe there's a couple of injuries going on that I just don't know about or whatnot, but I'm rolling with the Niners here. The NFC playoffs is going to run through San Francisco.
And the Super Bowl is also in San Francisco, so if they win, they've got home field throughout the whole thing. Yeah. Gordon, what do you think?
I kind of agree. I have the Niners too. I believe Kittle's going to be back next week, and they ran like champs yesterday without him. They run better with him. If they run anywhere near like that, they're going to. And their defense is better. I mean, I thought Fred Warner being out was going to be like a big blow to him, but it hasn't slowed him down a bit. Fred Warner, I mean, great linebacker, great player, but they're playing like he's still there.
Yeah.
And it's unreal. Don't get me wrong, they're giving up more points, but they're scoring more points. I give me the Niners because I just think they're the better team.
I think the San Francisco 49ers, if you come out and you put pressure on Sam Darnold, like you tend to do, you'll beat the Seattle Seahawks because he does not like pressure whatsoever. If you can get a little bit of pressure on that side of the ball, I think you'll be all right. Offensively, this team is really starting to click. Yesterday, Brock Purdy throws a pick on the very first play from scrimmage, and then they come back out, man. They score 14 like nothing. And if you don't give that up, they may go up 21-0. You may see the Bears just kind of lay down at that point in time. It doesn't. Turns out to be one heck of a game. But offensively, if You said Kittle should be back next week. If he is, that's just going to help that running game even better. Christian McCaffrey, Gage, as you talked about earlier, really hitting his stride the last few weeks. And Brock Purdy's looking really good. 5 total touchdowns yesterday, rushing and passing. Looking good. Ricky Pearsall, I mean, you've got all kinds of weapons over there. Kyle Shanahan's probably going to be the coach of the year, and he probably deserves it. If you can get this team to, was it 13-4 if they win this game with the roster he's had and the injuries he's had, yeah, I think you got to give it to him. But I'm going to roll with you guys on this one, too. I think San Francisco wins, and I do not understand them being an underdog at home. I don't know. It's early line, but, hey, it's crazy. I think that line's going to swing the other way by the time Saturday rolls around.
Yeah.
And now we head to Sunday, and let's go on and get it over with. The first game, the Cleveland Browns travel to Cincinnati to face the Cincinnati Bengals at 1 o'clock on CBS. Cincinnati is a 7-point favorite at home. Gordon, neither one of these teams have nothing to play for, except there's one player that's got something to play for. What do you think in this game, and do you think Miles Garrett gets the sack record?
To be honest with you, I think Miles Garrett does get the sack record, but the Bengals win and cover. I mean, because he'll throw it to Jamar Chase even if someone's in his face and whether he's covered or not, because he can normally catches the ball. Obviously, last week he had a good game. He was on my other guy's fantasy team. He's got a loaded roster. I think he was the one that started it, and he said, "No, I want the first round. I want the first pick in every round." How in the hell else can you have Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Amon-Ra St. Brown all on your roster? You talk about loaded. That's loaded. But anyways, though, let's go off of that. I think they cover, but I think Bengals win by 14, and Miles Garrett does get the sack record. Jamar Chase, 3 receiving touchdowns.
He had 2 yesterday, so, hey, why not another one? Gage, what do you think?
I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll with the Bengals as well here. I like what the Bengals have been doing here ever since they got eliminated from the playoffs. Defense has been playing decent. Offense has been on fire. Chase Brown, you would think at the beginning of the season, if he played like this, he was going to be Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, how many touchdowns in the last 2 weeks? 5, 6 touchdowns? It's been insane to just watch him go off finally. Maybe the offensive line playing a little bit better here recently with their fossil gifts. You could say they're running on fossil fuel, I guess, if you want. Weird gifts that you could say here that Joe Burrow has given his people, but hey, to each his own, I guess, maybe. This might be a hate pick because screw the Browns. No one likes you. You're a 4-win team. You won your Super Bowl yesterday. Congratulations. Bengals win. Bengals cover. Miles Garrett does not get the sack record because I said it a couple weeks ago. I forget if it was on video or not, but I said it. Wouldn't it be funny if Miles Garrett just doesn't get the record? And trust me, right now, it's pretty fun.
So the Browns yesterday, they upset the Steelers somehow. I mean, still, I don't understand that. I know they got a good defense. They come out up 10-0, and then it turned into an AFC North classic defensive battle.
Yeah.
The Bengals the last few weeks, as you mentioned, have played really good since being eliminated. Like, if I was in the playoffs, I'd be scared to see the Bengals in there. Oh, wait, they won't have to worry about it because they messed around too early in the season. Joe Flacco got some run yesterday. Joe Flacco was on the Browns the last time the Bengals played the Browns this season in a 17-16 victory in Cleveland. Things are different for both these teams. Joe Flacco's not on the other side. That defense is still really good, but they're hitting their stride right now, the Bengals are. Chase Brown is catching balls out of the backfield. He's running the ball really well. The line's actually playing decent. The defense has been okay the last couple of weeks. I mean, you're going against a Cardinals team that kind of quit and a Dolphins team that kind of quit. But I think the Bengals win this game as well. I think that they cover this spread, and I think Miles Garrett actually gets the sack record. Man, unless Orlando Brown gets some help over there from maybe Drew Sample or something and they chip him all game, it's just bound to happen. I think he's going to get it. Just don't hurt Joe Burrow, please, is all I say in this. If you do get it, Miles Garrett. And also, read the sign. It still applies. All right.
But I think right now you're like, you know what? If I'm the Bengals, I have nothing to play for. We're not playing for playoffs. We're not playing for seeding. And if we lose, we get a better draft pick. So quadruple team Miles Garrett, and don't let him get within 5 yards of Burrow.
That would be awesome if, like, he can't get the sack record against Pittsburgh and the Bengals, like the two rivals at the end of the season. Like, I know you Steelers fans, like TJ Watt got the record in 15 games. So even if Miles Garrett gets it, they're going to be like, took him 2 more games. Shouldn't even count.
Yeah, agreed. You know, I didn't think about that, but I'm going to use that now. Thank you.
Our next matchup we've got the Tennessee Titans travel to Jacksonville to face the Jacksonville Jaguars at 1 o'clock on Fox. Jacksonville is an 11.5-point favorite at home. Gage, what do you think?
11.5 seems like a lot for a Titans team that recently their offense has been starting to slowly click. They're slowly starting to roll. I don't think it's going to be enough to pull out the win here, so I'm going to roll with the Jaguars, but I think the Titans cover that 11.5.
I agree. I took the Titans last week. They came close. They was playing good. They should have had the game, and then they kind of tightened it up, choked it away. Give me Jacksonville and a cover because a late pick six by Cam Ward.
It could happen, I guess. But the Titans, like you mentioned, they've played really well. Somebody put a thing up the other day. It's like 3 years ago, the Titans had Mike Vrabel, Derrick Henry, Malik Willis, A.J. Brown, all on the roster. And now they've got none of those guys. They're not going to the playoffs.
Yep.
And that, I don't know. Is Cam Ward the answer? I don't know.
You need more weapons.
You need a lot more weapons. And probably, I don't know. There's a lot that needs to be worked on in Tennessee. Jacksonville, on the other hand, Liam Cohen's turned this team completely around from last year. Trevor Lawrence has looked really good the last few weeks. Is he for real? Can you trust him in the playoffs? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. The defense looks pretty good, too, on Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville wins this game, and I think that they cover. I think they win by about 2 touchdowns. There's really not much for them to play for, maybe just seeding purposes, I guess. But they win. They go to 13-4, and what an impressive turnaround. Liam Cohen also a candidate for Coach of the Year. It's got to be.
Yeah.
The next matchup, we've got the other NFC South matchup, and that is the Indianapolis Colts traveling to Houston to face the Houston Texans at 1 o'clock on CBS. Houston is a 10-point favorite. Gordon, what do you think here?
This is really not really a hard pick at all. Texans, and they cover. I can't even do one of these funny predictions on this because this is just going to be a sad game. Philip Rivers when he runs, he looks like a herd of turtles running through a peanut butter patch. I mean, it is slow and janky. I would say 22 sacks. They break the team sack record for a single game, but I ain't going to wish that on Philip. Old man Rivers. Just give me the Colts and a good solid cover.
Gage, what do you think?
You know what?
You said give you the Colts?
No, give me Texas and a good solid cover. I'm sorry. I was thinking Old Man Rivers.
Someone caught that because I did not even catch this. Ever since Old Man Rivers has come back into the NFL after 5 years of playing, I've been wanting him to get a freaking win. Just one is all you need, Phil. And he said in the press conference yesterday, yeah, this is it. I'm not coming back. Now, I'm sure he said that 5 years ago, but I don't think he'll be coming back at the age of 49 here in 5 years. With that being said, dog pick of the week, give me the Philip Rivers-led Colts to pick up his first win of the season. Texans defense, you know what? They're good. They've been down here the last 2 games, but they're good. Colts, though, I don't know. Just something tells me there's going to be a surprise happening this weekend. Give me the Colts for the underdog pick of the week.
Wow. So the Colts have not been the same since Daniel Jones was hurt a few weeks before he actually got hurt for the season. They've been a whole different team. Before, they were looking like, man, this team could do something. Now they're not even in the playoffs at this point in time. So the Texans have looked really good defensively. The offense does just enough to get them wins here. I think that will continue this week. The Colts, even Riley Leonard come in last week through a pass. Now, it got picked off. So, hey, whatever. Let's everybody get a pick here. I don't think it's going to turn out well for Old Man Rivers. This is not the game for the Colts to find themselves offensively. Give me the Texans in this one. I think Houston covers the spread. I think it's going to be ugly.
Let's just make this clear here. The Riley Leonard pass was a Hail Mary attempt because they knew, one, Philip Rivers was not fast enough to move around that pocket. And number 2, he definitely does not have the arm strength to throw it however far the Hail Mary attempt was.
No, definitely not. It's that's probably a reason why he's probably not playing anymore after this next week. It's a fun little story. Let's see what we got with Papal Field here, and yeah, it's over. But hey, it was fun while it lasted.
And poor Anthony Richardson got his season derailed in a pre-game warm-up. And then Grandpa Phil comes in and it's like, sorry, kid, step aside, my team.
Yeah, I think the Colts should have said sorry, kid, a few years ago with Anthony Richardson. But hey, the next matchup we've got, a 1 o'clock matchup. The Dallas Cowboys travel to Jersey to face the New York Giants at 1 o'clock on Fox. Dallas is a 5.5-point favorite. Gage, what do you think?
I know I mentioned during the fantasy talk, does anyone sit for this game just because there's nothing to play for? I don't think so. It's the last game of the season. You're not making the playoffs. Even if someone does get hurt, God forbid, we don't want anyone to get hurt. But they have all off season to recover. You got training camp to recover as well. You're going to be good. Everyone's going to play. With that being said, give me the Cowboys here. They're going to cover. Giants, they beat a very bad Raiders team here yesterday. So I'm putting no merit behind that. Give me the Cowboys. They cover.
Gordon, what do you think?
I hate my pick. I got the Cowgirls. I got the Cowgirls winning and covering. I'm not going to put anything on this because it's just going to be a bad watch. I probably won't watch it. Well, I'll probably streamline a little bit, but oh god, it's going to be horrible. Give me a double deuce for the wide receiving core for the Cowgirls. Lamb and Pickens both get 2 touches apiece, 2 tutties apiece.
All right. So these teams, neither one of them's got nothing to play for. I think this should be a fun little game here, actually. I think there'll be some points scored. The Giants, yesterday, former Kentucky Wildcat Wan'Dale Robinson goes over 1,000 yards for the season. Yeah, somebody
I got him on my fantasy team.
Wan'Dale, they won a game yesterday, Gage, but they also lost the number 1 overall draft pick in the draft to the Raiders, who they beat 34-10. They won, but they lost. But did they really lose because they're not looking for a quarterback? So do they really need the number 1 pick? Is there really a quarterback out there worth being the number 1 pick? I don't know. The Raiders will find out, I guess. Hello, Fernando Mendoza. You're going to be a Las Vegas Raider. But the Cowboys, I think they're going to put up a lot of points here, and I'm with Gordon. I think that there should be a couple of touchdowns here. I don't know if there's going to be 2 apiece, but I think a big game for Lamb and Pickens. Hopefully everybody stays healthy here, and give me the Cowboys and give me a Cowboys cover. The next matchup we've got the New Orleans Saints, the red-hot Saints, 4 in a row, travel to Atlanta to face the Atlanta Falcons at 1 o'clock on Fox. Atlanta is a 2.5-point favorite. They're currently playing right now. Gordon, who you got?
Oh, well, I've only picked the Saints once this year, and when I did, they lost. Well, they lost a lot, but I didn't pick them. But the one time I did, they lost, and they lost bad. And the team it's when they played the Dolphins. I think they shouldn't have lost that game. Falcons have lost for me a lot too, so it's kind of like a coin toss. So since it's a coin toss, I take the home team. Give me the Falcons and a cover.
Gage, what do you think?
You know what? The Saints recently, I know start of the season, we made fun of Tyler Shuck. Tyler sucks. Tyler sucks. He's the Shuckinator. Recently, though, he's been playing pretty freaking well. Definitely not going to be Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think he should be a candidate, but I think just because of how bad that team is, they're just going to pass by him on that. Yesterday's Saints and Titans, I don't know what happened with the Saints running back room, but I know that their leading rusher was Audric Estime. 14 carries, 94 yards, 1 touchdown. Joined the Denver Broncos last year, I believe, as an undrafted free agent. No, he was in the 5th round. So then he joined the Saints here this past offseason, and it's kind of just been a platoon role, basically. Everybody, though, of course, behind Alvin Kamara. Falcons, you never know what you're going to get with them. Tyler Shuck's been on a roll. I'm rolling with the Saints in this one. Give me the Saints, and obviously they cover because they are the dogs.
So the Falcons are playing right now on Monday Night Football, scoreless. Both these teams have 6 wins. Falcons may get 7 by then. I'm just kidding. They're going to lose the Rams here. So they're both going to be 6-10. The Saints are on a 4-game winning streak, and as we mentioned, we've made kind of fun of the Saints. We made fun of them at the beginning of the year. I never thought the Saints would get to 6 wins and be, this is for last place. If they win this, they're not getting last place in the South. Congratulations to them if they do it. Hunter Deckers, we talked about him earlier in the season. He has nothing to do with this game right here. But I think that the Saints come out, and I think they win. They continue that win streak. They go to 5 wins in a row. Give me the Saints, and give me a Saints cover because they're the dogs. And the next matchup, we've got the last 1 o'clock matchup of the week. The Green Bay Packers travel to Minnesota to face the Minnesota Vikings at 1 o'clock on CBS. Minnesota is a 6.5-point favorite. Gage, who you like here?
I don't know. I like the way Malik Willis and the Packers offense have been playing besides the running game. They have not gotten the running game going. I had Josh Jacobs in a 3-leg parlay here this past weekend, and I had to cash out. He was supposed to have 50-plus rushing yards for me, and I cashed out when he had 0. And that was pretty far into the game. So I don't know what's going on there. Vikings-wise, coming alive a little bit. I don't know if I like them enough. Aaron Jones finally got it in the end zone here last week. It's at Minnesota. It's kind of a toss-up game. I'm just going to roll with the favorite. Give me Minnesota in this one, but I'm going to see the Packers cover the 6.
So, Gordon, before you go, I'm going to go ahead and do mine, then I'll let you finish it off here. So, the Packers last week, looked pretty decent for most of the game, and then, things kind of fell apart. They're going to be without Love. Is Malik Willis playing? Is he questionable? Or what's – I don't understand why the spread so far. Maybe it's because all the players on defense are out. Because Minnesota, they won 23-10 last week against the Lions, but like how many, total yards did Max Brosmer get passing? I think it ended up like 3 yards passing, and they beat the they beat the Lions somehow, some way. I have no idea. I don't even know. Eliminated the Vikings or the Lions. I keep saying the Lions. Man, I still don't understand why it's a 6.5-point game right here. JJ McCarthy's out again, right? I mean,
it's a good question.
Maybe that's why they got him there. Because, I don't see why you would have Max Brosmer as a 6.5-point favorite if he's the quarterback. So, that being said, Gordon, I'm going to go with you here. Give me the Packers to win as the underdogs. I don't think they've got anything to play for this week, though. But I think that they win this game and they'll cover because they're the dogs. Gage.
Looking it up right now, JJ McCarthy is, quote, progressing. No call on week 18 status yet. Status to be determined with the hand injury.
I think I'll still roll with the Packers here. So, Gordon, what do you think?
They are 6.5-point favorites because last week has showed everybody in Vegas and everywhere on this show, every other show, that they can't tackle. Derrick Henry was running through them like they was a peewee league. I've already brought that up. But every time they try to grab him, it's almost like he was covered in Vaseline. Everyone was just sliding off of him. And they were doing the flail job.
Wacky, wavy, inflatable flailing tube man.
Yeah. Why them here? They all suck. It was just horrible. They couldn't cover nobody. They've got 2 corners because the Hobbs, the guy they brought in to replace Jair Alexander, because he's always hurt, is always hurt. So we've got 2 corners. Well, okay, we got 2.5. We got one that plays part-time corner because he's actually a not very good wide receiver, and he's a worse corner, but we've only got 2 corners. Guess what he's labeled as? A wide receiver, because he still ain't no fucking corner. We got 2 corners. Carrick and Valentine is our best corner. Keyshawn Nixon gets smoked a lot. A lot. He's out of place. When Micah Parsons was in the lineup, he was good because he didn't have to cover for more than 2 seconds. But the minute he's not in the lineup, our rest of our non-existent pass rushers, because no one can get near the quarterback, can't do a thing, period. I'm at a loss for words of how bad the defense played the past 2 weeks however long it's been since Parsons has been out, how bad the defense has played. They can't get pass rush. They can't stop the run. They can't cover. They couldn't stop a fart with a wind fan in the other direction. They just couldn't. It would still come through and hit him in the face. It's just bad. But they're my team. I love my team. Give me the Pack, and let me make my prediction here. Rashawn Gary will get a sack. He's only went 9 games without one.
Listen, Jamar Chase didn't have a touchdown since October, and he got 2 last week, so maybe Gary gets 2.
Well, hopefully someone does, because they can't do a thing. All right.
Now we head to the afternoon.
Any kids watching this, apologize. This is just how I am.
We go to the other NFC North matchup. The Detroit Lions travel to Chicago to face the Chicago Bears at 4:25 on Fox. Chicago is a 2.5-point favorites. Chicago really doesn't have nothing to play for, and the Lions don't have anything to play for. Gordon, what do you think about this NFC North matchup, the other one?
So we got a Gag versus Puke here. All right. Gag would be the Lions, Puke would be the Bears. Let's get this out of the way. The guy that sacked Jordan Love twice in the Bears-Packers game, we say we don't hope anyone gets hurt. I can't say that's about him. If he does, yay! And I hope the final score is 0-0. It's a tie. And even in overtime, it's a tie. and there's 17 injuries. I don't care. The more injuries, the better off I'll be, because the Bears want to sack people to try to hit them, drop their head, hit them in the chin, and think it's perfectly fine. All right. How you like it if it got done to you? Let's find out. I want Aiden Hutchinson to aim right there on Caleb Williams and just knock him, slap the out. Apologize for my language, parents of kids. I have kids. Probably wouldn't like it too well if they was watching this, but if they're watching it, hey, if you're not laughing, you're learning, and that's good. All right. But give me the Lions, but hopefully, I hope I'm wrong. No, it'll still be the Lions, but Lions are going to win, even if it's nothing.
Gordon pulling out the Heath Slater right there. Gage, what do you think here?
Yeah, it would be a very Bears thing to lose the last game of the season here and then just lose the first playoff game. Like, that would be very Chicago. That would just be, and you know what? It might make a Packers fans' day, week, month, and even 2026 if that were to happen. So I'm gonna run with Gordon here. Give me the Lions. They are the dogs in this game, but I think they're gonna come out a little bit of a Ben Johnson get back game, except this one's at Ben Johnson. So give me the Lions in this one, and obviously they cover the 2.5.
So this would be kind of interesting here if the Bears do win this game. Do you know what the first round matchup of the playoffs is going to be, Gordon?
Yeah, Bears Packers.
Yeah, Bears Packers once again. I don't think the Bears want to see the Packers that early in the playoffs. I just don't think they do. And I don't think Dan Campbell's going to go under 500. I think he's going to come out. They're going to be prepared, ready to go in this game. The Lions haven't looked the Lions all year. Like you said, this could be a Ben Johnson revenge game for the Lions this time. Bears got him earlier in the year. Montez Sweat, is that the player that got the sack on Jordan Love?
No, it was number 94. I can't remember what his name is, but he's a defensive end, I think.
So with that being said, I think that the Bears have played pretty decent the last few weeks. I mean, they played good last night. They had a chance to win it at the end, but they fell short. But I think that they're kind of going to rest up a little bit for the playoffs. Give me the Lions in this one. And give me the Lions to cover, of course, because they're the dogs.
I believe the player Austin Booker.
That's it. That's 9.
So there he is, Austin Booker. The next matchup we've got, 425. A game that doesn't matter. The Kansas City Chiefs travel to Vegas to face the number one pick. Well, the team with the number one pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Vegas Raiders. At 425 on CBS, Kansas City's a 5.5-point favorite. Gage, what do you think here?
I just can't pick the Raiders for anything. Does not matter if Geno's playing or if he's hurt and Kenny Pickett's playing or if they have some bum off the street playing. Chris Oladokun for the Chiefs is going to pick up his first win in this game as an NFL quarterback, starting, whatever you want to call it. Give me the Chiefs in this one, and they cover the 5.5 because the Raiders just suck.
Gordon, what do you think?
I've never said this about a Chiefs game. Not this season, and I don't believe I've ever said it since Alex Smith was with the Chiefs. This is the game of the week. Never. I mean, even with Alex Smith, they were still a good team. But for the game of the week, give me the Chiefs and a cover. I agree with Gage here. I do believe Okie Dokie is going to have a decent game. Rope-a-dope is going to have a good game. He's got one game under his belt. He knocked a little bit of that crusty rust off from not playing at all and not being very good to begin with. I mean, not for NFL standards. But give me the Chiefs because Geno Smith just sucks. I mean, just flat out. It was bad. Give me the Chiefs and a cover.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chiefs on this too. I think they cover. The Raiders have checked out. Obviously, they were trying to get the number one pick last week. They set Brock Bowers. They set Max Crosby, who wasn't happy about being set. Maybe he goes and plays somewhere else next year. I don't know. I wouldn't mind him being in black and orange. It'd be fine.
I wouldn't mind him being in green and gold either. I'd love that. Max on one side and Parsons on the other. That'd be nice.
But I don't have to worry about that. The Bengals ain't paying nobody. So the Chiefs, they looked pretty decent last week against the Broncos. I mean, they give them a pretty good run at Christmas Day. But I think that they win this game. They win it easily against the Raiders. And Gordon's game of the week. Give me the Chiefs. Give me a Chiefs cover. Nobody's watching this game, by the way. Nobody.
No, the only person that might be watching it is Max Crosby from his basketball gym that he has and posted clips on right after he was put on season-ending IR.
Yeah, nothing wrong with me at all.
No.
The next matchup we've got the LA Chargers travel to Denver to face the Denver Broncos at 4:25 on CBS. Denver's an 11.5-point favorite at home. Gordon, what do you think here?
Just for this one, I know it's not my team, but can I go last on this one?
Yeah, go ahead. Gage, what do you got?
I am curious on what Gordon has to say that he wants to go last on this one, so I'm excited for that. 11.5 is a huge spread for Broncos in any game because we know this year the Broncos have been the team to win almost all their games by one score. So 11.5 is a lot. With that reason, though, we are going to take the Broncos. However, I would bet the house on a Chargers cover being at 11.5.
So this game right here, the Chargers really didn't look so good last week. Some games you think that they're going to be like, hey, and in other games it's like, that's not, what are they? I don't know about, I can't figure out the Chargers really. They're in the playoffs. Right now they're sitting at the 6th seed. The Broncos have a chance to win the number 1 seed, home field advantage. I think this may be where the cover's coming, the 11.5. 11.5 is still a lot. I mean, I don't see where they're going to cover that right there, but they're going after the 1 seed. It's them and the Patriots. So I think that they come out and they win this game. But I think the Chargers cover. I'm with you, Gage. I think it's a Chargers cover. But I've got Denver winning and being the number 1 seed in the AFC. And Gordon, who requested to go last on this one, you, sir, have the floor.
Okay. Now, no, they didn't play good last week, but I have noticed something, though. He's starting to use Quentin Johnston more. I mean, he went away from him for a long time. They got the good tight end. I can't say his name, so it's like Gagaton, something like that. Anyways. Yeah, but Amarian Hampton is starting to get his legs under him really good. He's running better. He's making better cuts. And this surviving 1-score games is going to come and bite him. And I do believe it's going to be this week. So give me the Chargers to win because they are the road dog. Jesse James.
Big dogs on this one. Man. Upset pick. Big upset pick right there.
Yeah, that's upset pick of the week.
All right. Well, with that, the only thing we can do is go to the next one here. And the Washington Commanders travel to Philly to face the Philadelphia Eagles at 4:25 on CBS. Philly's a 7.5-point favorite. Gordon, we'll start with you on this one.
Well, I know the Eagles probably don't have a little bit to play for. Yeah, they got to win to maintain the shot at the number 1 seed. I think, don't they?
They're out of the seed. The number 1 seed's down to Seattle, San Francisco. That could be the 2 seed, though.
Well, they got a little bit to play for, but with the way their team plays, it doesn't matter how. If they're playing their game, it doesn't matter where they're at. But they can play all their third string and still beat the Commanders. So give me the Eagles a cover because Commanders suck this year. Okay.
Gage, what do you think?
Who's starting at quarterback this week for the Commanders? Do we know? Is it another Josh Johnson game?
Josh Johnson, probably. I don't know. I would assume.
I saw a thing earlier. I'm going to assume it wasn't real, but it said that the punter, Truss Way, was listed as a starting quarterback for this week. I think I would take him over Josh Johnson.
I hope that's true. Oh my gosh, I hope that's
true. That would be great. That would be great. He would make it really awkward on the fake punts.
Oh, yeah, that's why you know what? That would actually work out pretty well. You have no idea if they're going to punt it or not.
Yeah.
I mean, last week, Josh Johnson, 15 of 28, 198 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, only sacked once, 2 carries for 10 yards. It was close. They lost 30-23, a lot leaning on the run game, though. Philly's defense is way better than anything that the Commanders faced last week. And Josh Johnson, we all know he can't have 2 games in a row without a pick. I'm surprised he had 1 game without a pick. So give me the Eagles in this one. They're going to cover the 7.5 easily. Probably, I'm going to say 12-point spread in this one.
I couldn't find anything on Tress Way being QB1, but he is the lone Pro Bowl representative for the Commanders. So there's that. This game last year, NFC Championship. This year, nothing. It means nothing. Like you said, the Eagles have a shot to maybe get up to the 2 seed with a win. The Commanders, whether you got Josh Johnson out there, Tress Way, I'm really hoping that's true. I'd love Tress Way to be the quarterback this week. He would get killed back there with this Eagles defense. Jalen Carter out here making some more headlines on his defense yesterday with the Bills. Guy just continues to make headlines in maybe not the best ways, but hey, nasty defense. Anyways, either way. One of the more boring teams to watch, as we said. Defensively, they're really good. I got the Eagles winning this game, and I think that they cover because they're just, the Commanders are just not very good at all right now. And I don't know if Dan Quinn survives this year or not.
No.
The next matchup we've got, the New York Jets travel to Orchard Park to face the Buffalo Bills at 4:25 on CBS. Buffalo is a 7.5-point favorite. Gage, who you got?
7.5 is not nearly as much as I thought it would be. I thought this game would have the biggest spread of them all, and I'm way wrong on that. We learned yesterday that Brady Cook still can't cook, and that the Jets still suck. Breece Hall, pretty good. A 14, I think, for 111 and a touchdown. Had a long touchdown run. Outside of that, the team looked abysmal. Give me the Bills in this one, and they're going to cover it.
Gordon, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bill too in the cover, but what's going on with the Bills offense, really? I mean, don't get me wrong, they played a good defense last week. But the week before that, they didn't, and it was really a below-average game for the Alien. So I still think they'll cover because, the Bills' defense is good enough to shut down Brady Cook. They haven't stopped much else, but they played good last week. Bills kind of ran the ball a lot, took a lot of the time off the clock. So otherwise, I think it would have been a nightmare game. But no, give me the Bills in the cover. I can't see the Jets scoring more than 3. They won't top 7 points.
The UFL defenses could stop Brady Cook. So the Bills, they haven't been the same team. Josh Allen's carried him for a while, but you seen yesterday he made a bad throw on that 2-point conversion that would have won that game, and that throw was off. He would have won. The Bills, I think they'll win this game. I think that they cover, only because the Jets, Breece Hall scores a touchdown yesterday, and it looks like he went on to the locker room like, yeah, whatever. This is over. I'm done. Send me somewhere else. Give me Buffalo to win this one. Give me a Buffalo cover.
I do want to say real quick, you mentioned the 2-point conversion. Kick the extra point. Send it to overtime. You have all the momentum going in your way right now. Your defense has been great against Philly. Why not kick the extra point, take it to overtime, and see what happens?
The rule always is, like the unwritten rule is, if you're at home, you go for the tie. If you're on the road, you go for 2. They were at home. They had the momentum. I'm with you. Go for the kick. But they just got that one blocked, and that's why McDermott was scared. But what are the odds it happens again? Who knows?
As low as that kick was, is really possible.
Yeah.
Because, I don't think Jalen Carter had to jump 2 inches off the ground to block it.
No, Jalen Carter's not jumping much further than that anyway. So, yeah, it had to be way low. But, yeah, I'm with you. I would have went for the kick there for the tie. So, the next matchup we've got, the NFC West, and the Arizona Cardinals travel to L.A. to face the L.A. Rams. 4:25 on Fox. The Rams are a 9.5-point favorite. Gordon, what do you got here?
I'll tell you what, most of these 4:25 games are riveting.
Oh, wait, we've got one more.
obviously, I got the Rams winning because the Cardinals are just not that good. But for my side nugget, Jacoby Brissett throws for 350 yards, but 1 touchdown.
That's pretty accurate there. Gage, what do you think?
We all know how much I love the Cardinals, just because they got Trey McBride, who now has the record for most receptions by a tight end in a single season, and there's still 1 game left to go. So he's going to add on to that record. It may be 1 catch. It may be 10 catches, just like what he had against Cincinnati. I don't think if he had 100 catches that they would win this one. Give me the Rams, 9.5. I'm going to take the Cardinals to cover.
Yeah, so the Cardinals, I was all with you on this bandwagon about how good they've looked on offense and everything. And then yesterday, they just couldn't get anything going against the Cincinnati Bengals defense. Trey McBride was like his only target that he had there. They put Brissett in some pressure situations several times in that game. It's going to be even worse against the Rams coming up here. But the Rams really don't have a whole lot to play for here. I don't think they can get up to a 5 seed, so I think they're locked in at the 6 seed. So I think that the Rams win this game. I think that the Rams will cover by, they win by about 10. But give me the Rams in this one, and, give me the cover. The final 4:25 matchup of the week, the Miami Dolphins travel to New England to face the New England Patriots at 4:25 on Fox. The Patriots are an 11.5-point favorite, continuing this trend of huge spreads for the 4:25 riveting window. Gage, what do you think here?
I'll be honest. I almost saved the underdog pick of the week for this game and took the Dolphins just for fun, but I can't. one, I already used it, and two, I don't see any way that Quinn Ewers beats the Patriots. So with that being said, we're going to take the Patriots, and we're going to take them to cover as well.
Patriots and a good strong cover too. It is the Dolphins. They did win a cold game this year. That was the first time Tua won, but Tua's not playing. Even I think Sam is a little bit of a better quarterback than Tua. At least he doesn't have the repeated head trauma been given to him. Hook him. Anyways, I got nothing against Texas. Just when they play Ohio State, I don't like them. But give me my prediction. Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson both get a receiving touchdown in this game. Just kidding. I don't know. Just a goofy one. Receiving touchdown, not a rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown. And yeah, they cover comfortably, but they're still playing for the 1 seed in AFC. No, they're not. Never mind.
Yes, they are. They're playing for the 1 seed. If Denver loses and they win, they get the 1 seed. And that's why I think that the Patriots win this game and they cover. Both these two teams are playing at 425, Denver and the Patriots. So they're going to want to play to get that. And I think that is why they come out, they win, they cover. Because they're going to be playing other guys because they want to have that bye week the next week. Give me a Patriots win. Dolphins, Cancun on 3. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. All right. Next matchup we've got. It is the season finale, the final game of the season, the final game of the slate of the NFL for the year. And it is for the AFC North heavyweight champion of the world, the Baltimore Ravens, travel to Pittsburgh to face the Pittsburgh Steelers at 8 NBC. Baltimore is a 3.5-point favorite. Gordon, I'll let you lead this one off, then I'll go, and then we will end it with Gage.
There's a whole lot to fight for here. Division championship. And this game is in Pittsburgh. It's in the shitty field. Sorry, Gage. It's a terrible turf.
You're right. I'm not disagreeing with you.
There's a whole lot of turf monsters in that grass.
Yes.
But I think Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood is coming back for a return visit this week, coming up. And I'm not sure you're familiar with the Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood term, Gage, but Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood means he comes out and plays like 2011 Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, like when he first got the nickname. When they first started calling him that. That's when they went 15-1 and had the highest point total. Worst defense in the league, but best offense. His wide receivers was Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, Gordy Nelson, Vontae Adams, Randall Cobb. They was all his receivers in. That's a good stable of receivers. He doesn't have him receivers, but he's got some. Maybe they'll let. I think the Steelers are going to come out and they're going to whoop some ass. Rodgers wants to go out on a high note. You can't go on a high note if you get kicked out of the playoffs in your life. Again, I think he's going to win this game. So give me the Steelers, and since they're underdogs, that means they're the home dogs. Billy Gunn.
So this game right here comes down to the last game. As a certain commenter on this YouTube channel has let us know, Week 18 is all that matters, and apparently it is. Win, you're in. Lose, you're out. Baltimore is coming in. We don't know if Lamar's playing. Snoop Huntley played pretty good last week. Derrick Henry's really gotten it going the last couple of weeks, which kind of worries me a little bit. I don't know who I would go with any other time, but Football Dude has got me completely against the Baltimore Ravens this year. I mean, completely. Sick of hearing about it. If they win and they make the playoffs, they get in. They get a home game. If they happen to beat the Texans in the first round, it's never ending. We're not going to hear the end of it from this guy. Pittsburgh, hey, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Aaron Rodgers gets the win in Pittsburgh, the final game of the year, and they finally get past 9-8, and they're 10-7, Gage. AFC North champs. Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you got, Gage? Let us have it.
I hate that both of you are going for Pittsburgh because whenever the majority on this podcast has picked Pittsburgh, it feels like they lose. But I actually have a special guest picker. His name is Mr. Kennedy. That's what I saw someone, it was all over Facebook. He's having his press conference, right? And someone said, oh, he's going to cash in, get the money. So then I just put a gif of Mr. Kennedy, the wrestler, holding the Money in the Bank briefcase on the top of the ladder at WrestleMania. And just said, Mr. Kennedy is cashing in. But screw this guy. And I think DK Metcalf is going to be playing more this season because I'm doing the opposite of what I usually do. Going to pick the Steelers in this one. AFC North champions. Give me Pittsburgh. I'm not going to be at the game, unfortunately. But they're still going to win by Baltimore. But maybe get rid of John Harbaugh. At least it's a win in some way.
Loser leaves town match. Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh. We'll see how it goes. Should be good, guys. Last week of the regular season. And when we get back on this podcast next week, we will be talking playoffs. One of our teams is in. One of our teams could be in. The other one's out, but hey, he's just going to have fun over here. Just don't forget, hey. But, yeah, that's all we've got for the picks. Guys, y'all have anything else you want to add to the end of this here program?
I do want to say, because I don't think it was announced the last time we did it, but the Pirates made another signing. They signed first baseman Ryan O'Hearn to a 2-year, multi-year free agency deal. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been done the first time in a decade, ever since a 3-year deal was given to Ivan Nova, who I actually liked. Ryan O'Hearn, welcome to Pittsburgh, 2 years, $29 million. I think the Reds were trying to get him, but he said, no, I want to go to Pittsburgh for whatever reason.
Because why would you go to Cincinnati at this point? Hey, we did sign J.J. Bleday. Hey, what a day, J.J. Bleday.
Did you also?
He's named after a toilet.
I'm sure that's how his outfield skill is going to be this year for the Reds, but whatever. And also, they made a trade for some dude from the Marlins, Dane Bradshaw. I don't know.
Terry's boy.
Terry's boy. Dane. But yeah, it's whatever. And Cincinnati, you see the Pirates out here making trades. They're getting all-star shortstops, third baseman, second baseman from the Rays, and the Reds are like, you know what? What a day. What a day.
If we come back on this podcast next week and Akamoto has signed with Pittsburgh, I'm buying World Series tickets.
Look, a couple weeks ago, I thought the Reds were getting Kyle Schwarber. And all of a sudden, he's back in Philly. And I'm like, you know what? Just whatever. Baseball, whatever. Whatever.
You know what? One of us is having a fun time.
Yeah. But we're all having a fun time here on the Pick'ems. And we will catch you all next week for the playoff edition. And we'll see you all.
Peace out.
Later.